on Ask a Jack, we're coming out and asking you about discrimination. We have heard that certain people have been saying pretty derogatory terms towards other students on campus ever since the Trump election. And so we just want to know if you've ever experienced any discrimination and how it makes you feel to know that there is that sort of issue on our campus.
Personally, I don't think I have. If I have, I didn't notice. And I mean, any kind of discrimination, whether it's racial, religious, gender discrimination, it's all just based in ignorance and this weird superiority complex that we have as people because everyone thinks that they're better than everyone else at something. And of course that stems from insecurity, and people need to build themselves up to try to feel better than other people, and it manifests itself in offensive ways. And I mean, that's just a thing people have to get over your insecurities, and I feel like a lot of the discrimination that people face would just be done.
Honestly, after the elections have happened, I really haven't seen that much discrimination happening, but I also don't really leave my room that much unless I have to go eat with friends and stuff like that. Okay. But discrimination shouldn't be a big issue nowadays. I mean, I hang out with a lot of different people. I don't care their race. I mean, as long as I'm having a good time with them, it really doesn't matter. I don't care if they're black, white, Asian. They're all cool.
Luckily for me, I guess, I've never experienced any discrimination towards me, and I've actually never seen that on my campus, especially. And if I did, I'd be quick to jump in and say, like, that's not okay, not in this day and age. It's such a beautiful campus, then the people have to match that. The people have to be a part of it. So if they're not willing to create a sound environment that most colleges are nowadays, then they have no place here with me. I feel very strongly about that kind of stuff. I make a lot of jokes, that's just the right audience, of course. But, you gotta draw the line, and you gotta know what's not okay, especially with everyone being so open about how they are now, So it means a lot to me.
Personally, I don't feel like I have personally been discriminated against since knowing who was elected. But I do feel that those people that are being discriminated against, or students that feel that way, I do feel bad for them because the media has portrayed this election in a very negative light, and you can obviously see, like with the protesting that was on, like right on the campus, like people that were getting splashed by cars and stuff like that. I think it's very insensitive of students or the community to treat people that vote a certain way.
The only thing I probably got was like a bad look at me. I don't know how to react to that. I don't know, because this is my first year of college. I don't know how to take things. I think it's bad. This whole thing is scary because you don't know how people are gonna react to that. You think maybe somebody just might show up, with some kind of weapon to get on your back or something just because of your skin tone. It's really scary out here.
Personally, I don't feel like I've ever been discriminated against with this upcoming election. I mean, as a white individual, as this majority has been, it's been a whole people trying to also express them, seems more people expressing racism and also against other people. Is that personally, I haven't seen anything against me, but I know here eventually a lot of people, of course, to wearing, this is not my president, he's not my president-elect, is that you're seeing a lot of to where, this election was viewed a lot of negative connotation with all the things Trump has said and with a lot of just the scandal around Hillary. I mean, it was viewed in a lot of negative light for it. And we had protests here, and just the fact that other people are being, discriminated against for just being able to have that right of speech, just being able to just show their opinion, it just kind of shows really just kind of like the arrogance of people that just like to be able to sit there and listen.
So it hasn't happened to me.
Okay.
And I'm actually surprised because I didn't think that it would happen here. I've heard a lot about it happening in other places, and I thought SFA was maybe a bit different, but it's a bit disappointing to hear that that's happening here also. And it's disappointing to hear that people still feel like that about each other.
I would say like she said, like how Andrea said, I mean, I have heard things that some people have been discriminated against, but it hasn't happened to me, and hopefully it won't happen to me. And politically speaking, I mean, I'm Hispanic, but I'm actually a Republican.
Okay.
So a lot of people find that surprising as well, because, you know, Hispanics usually, or part of them, a large portion of them, vote Democrat. But yeah, I haven't experienced anything like that. Well, I mean, I'm surprised, but at the same time, like, I actually have a friend who, I don't know, like, if you saw it or heard about it, but like a couple of weeks ago, there were like some people like pretty much like outside of SFA, like holding up like signs and stuff like that. Like, I actually have a friend who was a part of that, and she said that there was a lot of like people and students, like she recognized people that go here. They were actually like yelling like rude and offensive things, not just like race-wise, but there was a large chunk of the LGBT community out there doing that, and they were like pretty much yelling like inappropriate things at them when it came to their orientation. To do something about it, because I mean, race or orientation-wise, I mean, it's not right, but I just really think that we need to do something about that. Like, I don't really know what at this moment, but you know, just something like, okay, if you have an opinion, like a negative opinion like that, just like keep it to yourself.
So normally at the end of these videos, we do a blooper of me doing something ridiculous, because I am just kind of ridiculous as a human being. But this week is my last week ever doing Ask a Jack, and so I wanted to say farewell. I started at the Pine Log about 2 years ago, and they put me on this segment, or I guess I and a friend created this segment, and it has become my favorite thing to do every single week, because I get to come out and I get to talk to you guys, and I get to see the deeper thoughts of the students on campus, which I don't think we get enough of, honestly, and we don't talk about a lot of scary issues. So yeah, I just want to say a giant thank you to everyone who's ever participated and put up with me, because I interrupt lunch dates, I'm sure, and I make you vulnerable to the camera, and that's awful. Trust me, I know. They put me on it every week. And then I just have to say that the Pine Log is my home, and in college has been my safe haven, and I am going to miss it incredibly. And it has changed who I am. It has changed me for the better, and it has caused me to see the world in a different, beautiful, kind of terrifying light, and there's nothing more I could ask for in a college experience. So thank you to everybody who has ever been involved, and all the staff members who have become my family over the years. I love you all. I love this campus, and I am sad to say goodbye, but hopefully you'll see me again someday. That's all I got. And then having like family, but family to me is like everyone. Everyone that I really love and care for is family, and the Pine Log is my family. And so it's like I have to say goodbye to like one of my families, and I don't want to do that. That's awful. That's so awful. We're all kind of like different from the rest of the school, and we all fit together, but we don't really fit everywhere else, and I just love that. We're like the island of misfit toys, but we're the coolest.